this video, we are going to discuss about buffer reader in Java. Now, buffer reader is a Java class. Firstly, it is a Java class which is used to read text from input stream. That is, it buffers the character so that it can get efficient of reading the characters and array, etc. It inherits the reader class and make the code efficient, since we can read the data line by line by reading with the readLine method that is there in the class. Now there are few methods or constructors we can say in this particular class. The very first constructor to create a buffer reader firstly is that you have to write buffer reader and then you have to write the name. So this constructor creates a buffering character input stream that works on the default size of input buffer. Whatever the default size of input buffer you give, that will work on that. And if you mention the size, that is writing the same constructor again, and here after comma what you have to do is you have to write int size. So if you do that, then it uses the specified size of the input buffer for buffering the character of input stream. The buffer reader class also has methods and descriptions, and the methods here is, the first method is int read. Now read, as the name suggests, it is used to read single line characters. This reads actually single line characters. Int read reads the value. Now if there is string read line, the read line functions which I just took name while we are doing the intro. Next we have string read line. Now this read line function, it reads a line of text. That is not for particular character, it is for reading a line of text. Similarly, we have int read characters for reading characters, and we can mention the positions also, that from which position you want to read it. Boolean ready is also a method. It checks whether the input stream is ready for reading or not, but which is not much in use. There is void close, and this particularly void close method is, it closes the input stream. Similarly, there is void mark. It is used to mark the current position of any string if there is any current position, that it is used for that. Now, there might arise a question that we already have scanner class for taking the input and displaying it with the help of an object which we create. Why do we need the string buffer then? So string buffer is synchronous and should be used with multiple threads. It can be used, whereas scanner is not synchronous. The buffer memory is larger. The string buffer class, this particular memory has a larger buffer memory than the scanner class. It is also faster than scanner class, and there is no ambiguity related to next line method. It will similarly generate an array of the strings input by the user, and it uses buffering to read the characters from the input stream, whereas scanner just reads a simple text which passes the primitive types and strings whatever is there, but it reads actually buffering of the characters. For example, if I want to read particular characters, or let's say string, from the console until I write stop, that if in console I write stop, then it wouldn't ask me for any other string. But if I not ask for stop, or if I do not enter in the console stop, then it will keep reading on characters or the text which I am giving. So what firstly I have to do is, firstly after importing the IO package which is there, input output package having all the input stream reader and buffer reader, next what we have to do is we have to execute a while loop. And while loop, we know that like this we can execute the while loop, that if the particular course or let's say any name I am entering equals what we have, if I enter stop, then what it will do, it will just enter, it will just exit out of the loop, or else it will keep on reading. And how it will keep on reading? That the course will keep on reading with the help of readLine method. That is course, let's say we have initialized a variable b.readLine, and it is reading, and for printing what we use the system.out println, and the buffer or the input which we are using, let's say b is for buffer reading and I is for taking the input, we have to close those resources at the end. This is a very simple thing which we are going to do. So now let us execute a program and see how string buffer reader actually works. So here you can see that this is very simple. Input stream reader, there's an object I created of new for system.in, and buffer reader is also created, that is taking those particular input stream in I. So we have passed it here. String course is there. We are inputting several courses. While course is not equals to stop, that only loop will keep on executing. That will, it will ask you that enter a course. It will read that line with the help of buffer reader and then print that particular code with the help of system.out println. And if you enter stop, it is not going to ask you for any other entry of course. So as I execute this particular program, here you can see that firstly it asks me to enter a particular course. Now here let's say I enter the course as Java, so it prints that the course is Java. Similarly, it is asking me to enter another course. Let's say I enter here C++, so it is printing that the course is C++. Next, if I enter stop, it is printing that simply the course is stop, but it is not asking me here. You can see that enter course. It has asked me after printing what the course is, but here it is not asking me. Why? Because in the while loop we have mentioned that if it is stop, then it is going to exit from the loop. If the course equals to not stop, then only it is going to ask for enter a new course. So here it is not asking me, the buffer reader is not asking me to enter the new value. Why? Because you have entered stop. So this is how string buffer reader works. For more concepts, we will look into upcoming videos.